Hello children, how are you all? Hope everybody is fine, keeping yourself safe. Yes? Okay, so I am Swapna Anil and today I am taking history of class 8th chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 is how, when and where. Yes? So bachas, history is always been a synonyms with dates. Yes? There was a time when history was all about two things. You know what are they? Yes, that is kings and battles. Then historians, a lot of them came and changed this. They said that history is all about development, that anything happened in the past. Okay, how things were passed in the past and how they started changing, that is history. Clear? Now, when we compare the past and present, we talk about before and after, right? Now, as per your book, when we are curious, then we ask some questions, isn't it? And when we think about everything like this, history will become super interesting. Okay? Now, you may wonder about curiosity, that when did people begin to drink tea or coffee? When were railways built and how did people travel long distance before the age of railways? How people got to hear about things before newspaper began to be printed? Is it not? So history provides answer to all these questions. Bachas, now you believe that history is super important subject. Isn't it? Now you understand the importance of history. So my dear, all these things did not happen in a one specific date. Okay, these are the outcome of a long process of development. So we cannot fix any single date for any event. Okay, it can be an event which happened on a date or even happened on a period of time. Clear? Now moving on to some examples, that is, when did British rule started in Europe? When did national movement started? What were the changes that took place within the economy? For all these things, you cannot give a date because these are the things which happened on a period of time. Now, the new perspective of historians. You know what they started doing? They started thinking about other issues, not just dates. What kind of issues? They wanted to know how we are living the life that we are living today. For everything, you know, it could be a kind of, it could be like a kind of house that we live in, a kind of environment that we have. That is why we are having or what we are having. They started thinking over this, and to bring it up, what they did, people earned their livelihood, what they produced and what they eat, how cities developed, how markets came, how kingdom was formed, and how new ideas spread. Okay, how cultures and societies changed. Now you got the perspective of historians. Yes, these were the perspectives of historians. Now coming back to dates, as it is given, which dates? Okay, so the dates we select based on some criteria around which we say our past lies. Okay, those dates become very very important because anything we speak about, we say that it is in that period. Is it not? So historians are the most important persons according to me. Do you agree? Yes. So because they are the ones who identified the dates and now we are following that and we are believing them. है ना? Agreed. So in history written by British historians, according to British historians, for them dates are important for to map the rule of Governor General. Okay. So as per their history, as history started with the first Governor General, Warren Hastings, and ended with the last Viceroy, Lord Mountbatten. Clear? So for British historian, this period was very very important. That is, when was the first governor rule and when was the last Viceroy rule. Okay. So what about the people of India then? So what about the people of India then? Anything that they said about British and then about Indians. So when historians wrote history, they divide it into chapters and each chapter glimpses majority of Britishers and little about Indians. So remember how historian classified the importance that they gave to us? Okay. So how do we periodize now? James Mill, he published in 1817 a very huge book. Okay, it's called History of British India. In that book, he divided the Indian history into Hindu, Muslim and British, and till now we accepted this, bachas. Now why do we try and divide history into different periods? Because once you divide it into periods, you will be able to study the characteristics of every period very clearly, is it not? To reflect our ideas to a specific period, or to see the development that happened from one period to the another. Okay, now what about Mill's opinion? Now bachas, before the arrival of the British in India, it was Hindu and Muslims who ruled the country. According to Mills, that is, he said India was full of religious intolerance and superstitious was dominating everybody's life. Yes, he said British rule was the one who civilized India, as they introduced all the European culture, manners, arts and laws in India. Okay, he further said that British should conquer all territories so that he could be able to bringing the discipline and orderliness throughout the world, throughout the India. He said without British, India cannot grow. It is purely because of the Britishers India has grown. This was the Mill's opinion. Do you agree? No, we should not agree that, isn't it? Because India is always capable of growing on its own, is it not? It is because of them we slowed down. Actually, we were very strong, bachas. Do you agree with this? Yes, yes. So history is divided into three main periods: ancient, medieval and modern. Okay, now what are the problems of this periodization? So when you periodize something, that is classification. So modern period is all about science, reasons, technology, democracy, etc. Okay, but during British period, people did not have equality or liberty. Okay, so in British period there was no economic growth also. It was only a colonial period. Clear? Now what is a colonial? What is colonial? So my dear, when Britishers invaded India, they took over complete control over economy and the society. So what they did was they started in bringing their culture. India has so many cultures, right? The best part of our culture is it was still intact, right? Now when Britishers came in, they started bringing it their own values, their own customs and practices. Okay, and when we put all these together, we call it as culture. Once when they imposed their culture, slowly changes happened at political, economy, social and cultural level. So when changes are imposed by a dominant group over another group and the changes start spreading, that process is called as colonialization. Okay, so everybody clear with this, right? Yes, so this is all for today's class. Okay, that is the first part of the chapter. Rest I will be continuing in the second part. Okay students, thank you so much.